Afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Press Box High School Football Show. Brian Carson here. I'm with my co-host Kenny Varner. Kenny B, how's it going?
It's going great, Brian. Football Thursday.
Yeah,
Mifflin County at home doesn't get much better than that. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. And you're covering that tonight for the Lewistown Sentinel. You said it's been a while that you've been at Mitchell Field.
Yeah, I haven't had the opportunity to come down like I'd like to. I've had other people come down and cover it, so it's good to be back home and being at Mitchell Field and feeling like old times.
The thing I can't believe is that we are at week 7 already.
Oh, I know it's crazy. And seeing these leaves fall or getting ready to change color and everything, it's hard to believe we're in fall already.
I know, it's crazy. And I mean, the time's going so fast that honestly, Super 32, which is basically the big tournament in North Carolina, kicks off the wrestling season, is going to go down in about 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, and college wrestling starts in November. Man, where did it go? This football season is flying by.
It sure is. A lot of stories, a lot of good stories, though.
And we're at week 5 of the NFL already.
Yeah, it's going to be a long season for my team, but I'm a Steeler fan, and we're suffering right now. But hopefully, after we get this run of the Bills and Buccaneers, and we'll get through that and be at
Well,
least.
you made the switch though to Kenny Pickett. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good about that. You could just see watching the game that there was a different energy as soon as he came on. If you they say he had 3 interceptions, but if you really watch that game, 2 of them basically were his wide receiver's fault, and the other one was on a Hail Mary. So, you know, sometimes stats can be deceiving. Not to sound like a homer or anything, but um, I think he's going to bring some life into this squad.
Got a tough one though to make your first start of the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, I know they're predicted to lose by at least 20 points. I believe was the last
Ouch.
I saw, and it's the worst since 1970.
And that's before when Chuck Noll was slowly starting to build
Right. Yep.
what would be their dynasty. I think that year in '70 is when he drafted Terry Bradshaw
Right.
and I believe Mel Blunt. Not bad.
Not bad.
I thought it would be a good season for the Rams, but it's starting to go in the tubes real quick.
Oh,
San Francisco, I mean, it's closer than what the final score was, but they punched us right in the mouth.
they always play you guys hard, no matter what the record is. They don't like you guys.
Now, but we don't like them. But you know how football, I mean, you need luck too.
Right. Right.
And the Rams, we have 3 starters on the offensive line that are injured.
Mm.
And against the 49ers, we had second string left guard, third string center, and third string right guard starting.
Wow.
And it just made us one dimensional. We can't run the ball because of that. Everybody knows we're going to Cooper Cup because Allen Robinson has been a gigantic piece of shit. And yes, I'm going to swear he's been a gigantic piece of shit. Paid $18 million for Robinson, and he's got 9 catches in 4 games.
He was terrible. I mean, he had his moments in Chicago, but he wasn't that good in Chicago. I don't know why they went out and got him.
What the hell are we doing spending that much money on a Penn State guy? Unless they're named Saquon Barkley or Micah Parsons.
Oh man, they're tearing it up.
They're not NFL. Oh my Lord, Saquon. God. That knee is better, isn't it?
Just a little bit. I think he's out to show everybody that he's worth the money that he's gonna get in the free agent market.
He's a nice guy too, no ego. I interviewed him. I did a story for Penn Live. He did a football camp up at up at Penn State, and I interviewed him. Pretty nice guy.
Yeah, I got the chance to not cover him individually, but in media his senior or his last year, and yeah, he's as humble as you can get. And I even kept the interview on there. It's nice to go back and listen
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, it's cool. And he is no ego. He said my brother's going to be better than me, and you knew he was lying. No offense to his brother, but yeah, Saquon is really tearing up. He's RB1 right now. I play fantasy football. I think people that know me know that, and he's RB1 right now. Just his running and his catching and receiving. He's the top running back right now.
That's awesome.
Because Jonathan Taylor's banged up and all that stuff. But we'll see. We get the Cowboys, so we got a third string interior line is going to have to see Micah Parsons coming at Matthew Stafford.
Wow.
But hey, we're here for high school, right?
That's right.
All right, so we'll start off with who we got Mifflin County last week. Let's bring the score up. Last week, the Huskies lost 28-14 to Cedar Cliff, the Colts. I covered that game, and the problem was at one point in the game, it was third quarter 14-13, Mifflin County, but they just had mistakes, mental mistakes, and turnovers killed them. And Cedar Cliff took over in the fourth quarter and won the game. But Mifflin County, Kenny, the problem they got the last two games, even though they got away with a win against Palmyra, the last two games, the Huskies have had 9 turnovers. They had 5 turnovers against Cedar Cliff. And I don't care who you are, you could be Bishop McDevitt and you turn the ball over 5 times. You got a chance that you're not going to win.
Oh yeah, yeah. The statistics are against you on that one. Yeah.
So they come in tonight against Milton Hershey. The Huskies are 4-2, 2-1 in the Mid-Penn Keystone. They take on Milton Hershey 3-3, 1-2 in the Keystone. And the Spartans, we were talking about this before we went on air, are a lot better than what that record says. Their losses were to East Pennsboro, who's 4-2, Hershey, who's 3-3 and beat Cedar Cliff. Hershey is 3-3 because of their schedule, but they're second actually in the Keystone. And then last week, McDevitt pummeled them 68-22.
Wow.
68-22.
Oh man, that would be like
McDevitt's. I mean, I know we're talking about Milton Hershey, but McDevitt's starting quarterback, good-looking kid, sophomore Stone Saunders, already being recruited. Ready for this, Kenny? 18 of 25, 360 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
Wow.
Quarterback, sophomore. And then obviously the guy everybody wants, Notre Dame, Penn State, Marquise Williams, only played the first half. 10 carries, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. Then he had 5 receptions, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. So total of 206 yards from scrimmage and 4 touchdowns for McDevitt. But that shows you the kind of competition that Milton Hershey's been playing.
Right. So it's been no scrubs, definitely.
And I think the 9 turnovers, and the other thing that was a little concerning last week is the line play. We bragged it up, and rightly so. Mifflin County's line has been doing great all season, but last week, on offense, they were held to only 37 yards rushing, and Deacon Schaefer, who had 4 100-yard games in his first 5, had -6.
Wow.
And then on the other side, they gave up 171 yards on the ground. And Michael Jones of Cedar Cliff had 118 yards and a touchdown, and I do believe that's the first time this year that the Huskies have given up a 100-yard rushing game.
I understand though that not to make any excuses, but I heard that the line for Cedar Cliff they're huge, 6'2", 6'4". They even have an end that's like 6'4".
Yeah, and that's what's always going to hurt us because it baffles me the size of our school. Now we're small 6A, yes, but we're still 6A.
Mm-hmm.
Mifflin County is, but for the size of the school, we do not get big kids to come out. I don't know what it is, Kenny. We need to get the bigger kids out there because you're right. Cedar Cliff's line was definitely bigger than our line last week, and so was Altoona's. And Mifflin County has trouble when they get a big physical line like that.
Mm-hmm.
Milton Hershey, though, they love to pass. So our secondary and linebackers better be ready. Kenny Emil, their quarterback, senior, he has a three-headed monster. Of course, like all teams, high school now, they run the spread. But he's got a junior Angel Roberts, senior Malachi Thomas, and junior Muhammad Karoma. And they like to pass way more than they like to run. So we got to be ready for that. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Josiah Seckler and Isaac Wilson and Dupree Reed, they're going to be busy tonight. That no doubt about that. Emil's averaging 178 yards per game, and that's something that they haven't quite seen yet. Mifflin County is a passer like that, and to have three different receivers. Like I said, they're going to have to really tighten things up and have their A game coming in.
The good thing about it, though, is I think it's not been talked about, but like you said, Isaac Wilson, Josiah Seckler, Dupree Reed, they don't have size, but they are fast, speedy. It is a pretty decent, underrated secondary that the Huskies have.
Oh, definitely. And they can jump, too. They can get some height off their jumps and be up there with the bigger guys.
So they're like me, huh? I can jump 2 inches off the ground now. I've been working out.
Nice.
So, Milton Hershey, they're 3-3. So people look at the record, go 3 losses. We said who they lost to. Combined record of the 3 teams that they lost to are 11-6. So they haven't been playing pushovers at all.
Right. And one thing you want to really watch out for is a team that got embarrassed the week before. They're going to be coming back, especially a team like that has had a half decent showing against these tough teams. And when you get beat by McDevitt or whoever by that many points, they're going to be looking to turn it around really quick, and they're going to be pushing it from the very beginning.
Well, McDevitt embarrasses everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Except Imhotep Charter. They're the only team they lost to. Charter beat them 21-19.
Wow.
And you know how good Imhotep Charter is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very.
Still, I can't help it. Every time I hear Imhotep, I think of the Mummy. Older people will know what I'm talking about. So, prediction for Mifflin County, Milton Hershey tonight.
Boy, I'm going to say that the Huskies, if they can just come in and be mentally tougher than what they have the last couple of weeks, cut. And what I mean by that is cut off the mental mistakes and the penalties. If they come in and just play their game, I think they can pull out a 21-17 victory.
We're very close. I think they got to get the line established again. They got to be able to run the ball. They didn't last week. 37 yards rushing, like we said. Landon Eichhorn's a very good quarterback, a decent quarterback, but they can't be this team cannot be one-dimensional. If they get the ground game established and it frees up Eichhorn and they can do play action and that stuff, I think they'll have the game. And you said 21-17. I'm going to say 21-14 Huskies with the
Nice.
win. And if they get that win, 5-2, they will qualify for the District 6 playoffs. And even more, as far as the Husky program goes, the 5-2 start would be the best ever in school history.
A
Pretty good.
lot on the line tonight.
Right. And let's go to a team that sort of in the mode of McDevitt. State College. They pounded CD East 42-14 last week. Pretty much the Deontay Sheffy show.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Sheffy before many times. Kid is only a freshman, 5'11", 180, and that's pretty big for a freshman. He's going to grow, and you know it. Hitting the weights and that stuff. This kid's probably going to be, by the time he's a senior, 6'1", 6'2", maybe even 6'3", 200 pounds.
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and like you said the other day, he's going to be threatening some of the top records for running backs out of a very loaded history of State College.
Yeah, we're talking guys like Larry Johnson, State College Matt Suey. I mean, there hasn't been pushovers there. It was the Sheffy show against CD East. The freshman, like I said, he's only been playing. What's really impressive, he's only been playing like 2.5 quarters. Lintoll will pull him. They're so far ahead. Lintoll will pull him like halfway through the third. But against the East, he had 12 carries, 149 yards, 4 touchdowns, averaging 12.4 yards a carry. And on the season, 84 carries, 793 yards, 12 touchdowns, 9.5 yards a carry, 132 yards a game.
And just a freshman. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I saw the film. I was watching it on NFHS network. They stream high school sports.
Mm-hmm.
First time State College got the ball, Sheffy around the right end goes for 36 yards. Right? CD East had the ball first, and they had to punt. So State College started in their territory, in Panther territory. Sheffy goes down 29 yards. Then right up the gut, Sheffy, 15 yards, touchdown. Two plays, what, 51 yards, touchdown. The kid is so quick when he hits the hole, and he's got that vision. Like the first play from scrimmage was supposed to be off tackle. He saw it was filled up and busted outside to go down the end. And that usually doesn't happen with freshmen.
No, especially with that kind of vision and that kind of forethought, being able to cut on a dime. Yeah, you don't usually see that in someone who just came out of a junior high.
And then I got to tell you, people always talk about State College's offense. The Little Lions on defense against CD East this last week. 3 sacks, 3 picks. And on the season, they got 13 sacks and 6 picks and are only giving up 14 points a game.
Wow.
And so there we got it. They are number 4 in 6A. They will be meeting the Carlisle Thundering Herd 3-3, 1-2. And the Thundering Herd, just like we talked about with Milton Hershey, likes to pass. Louis Shank, their senior quarterback, he has a 3-headed receiver set of Carson Swartz. He's a junior. Ezekiah Thomas, a senior, and Jeremiah Hargrove, a junior. And I don't think it's going to matter. Do you really think they're going to be able to pass against State College?
No, not at all. They're gonna be forced to use the run game, and that's something that's right into the hands of the defense right there. Every year it seems like every year, with the exception of maybe 2 years ago during COVID, State College has depth. They have talent, offensive line, defensive backfield, everywhere. You see so many different kids at the end of the year moving on to D1 schools. It's just a factory up there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say, Coach Lintal has everything going the right direction. And when we were talking yesterday with the feeder program with the Central Keystone, we got to get something started like that here, because with success, it brings people watching. And if Mifflin County can start to roll and the program starts to improve and get to different heights, the kids are going to follow in through the feeder system. Some kids that might not have before, they're watching their friends or their neighbors or whatever, they're doing well, then they want to be a part of it. So then that's what the state college system is. They have people up there that it just, like, year after year, they just keep reloading.
Yeah, it's a pipeline, and it's like you said, and it starts down at that Pee Wee midget level on the junior high. I don't know how. I haven't talked to him about it. I don't know how Coach Breon feels about going down to working with the midget and that stuff. I know John Franco at Tyrone, his first go round when he came there, he said he went down to the midget guys and the Pee Wee guys in Tyrone and said, "Listen, this is what I run. Now I know you're your coach in your own team, but at least run some of my plays so I don't have to teach. I don't have to teach these kids, and they know it when they get to high school."
Right.
And that. I don't have to tell you, that's been a problem here in Mifflin County since, Sackler and Miskinnis and all these coaches. Mm-hmm. None of the midget and Pee Wee's coaches wanted to work with them. And it's ridiculous because, if the coach is going to be here a long time, and we hope that happens, mm-hmm. These kids are coming up. Rob Bay, remember last night, mentioned it when he was an assistant at Indian Valley. These kids would come up and they would tell them to run something, and the kid does something basic, and the kid didn't even know what it was.
Right.
We need that here. Lintal's got it there. You mentioned Division I. Just mm-hmm. look at Keaton Ellis, what he's doing at Penn State. Mm-hmm. He might be. I mean, they have a great secondary up there, and he might be the best one of the bunch. But we know for one thing in this game, Carlisle will not be able to run, and I don't think they're going to get much in the pass. And the only thing that they have to hope for is that State College is looking ahead, because next week it's the biggie, State College and Harrisburg.
Oh.
Number 4 against number 6. And the winner will win the Mid-Penn Commonwealth. So the only way Carlisle has a chance is if they're looking ahead.
Yeah. And
so what do you think? Give me a score.
Well, I was looking at the total yardage too, on offense, and State College, they crank out 389 points per game, and Carlisle's only 256. I think tomorrow is going to be just another warm-up game for State College. And I think that Sheffy's going to only play probably 2.5 quarters again. And State College will win 54-7.
Yeah, I'm pretty much with you on that. I think it'll be 47-7. State College in another blowout. And then comes the biggie with Harrisburg. All right, let's go to the Indians. Right. Last week, Juniata had no problem with James Buchanan winning 48-0. You had a big game from Waylon Ehrenzeller, their senior running back. He had 11 carries. You can tell he only played a half, huh? He had 11 carries for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Aaron Carnegie, the senior quarterback, only threw 8 passes, but he was 5 of 8 for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns. And right now, the Indians, first place in the Mid-Penn Liberty. I almost forgot. They're outscoring opponents 173-48. That's only 8 points a game they're giving up. And now they make the trek down to Boiling Springs. This is a team I don't think they've ever met before. The Bubblers, this is a non-conference game. The Bubblers are 2-4, and they got crushed last week by West Perry, 54-21. But West Perry is an honorable mention in AAA, undefeated at 6-0. But the Bubblers are struggling. They've won their first 2 games, and now they've lost 4 straight.
Well, you got to like the complete offensive performance. You have a nice mix with Carnegie and with Aaron Zeller, and then you throw in the tough yardage running back of Seth Law. Always good to give you 2 or 3 yards when you need it. They're just rolling right now. 3 consecutive shutouts, and they just seem to get more impressive after each game. I don't see Kurt Kondo having any of his teams looking for or looking past them at all. I see with everything going, I see Juniata just continuing to roll.
Yeah, and they got that. They do have a good balance because, Aaron Zeller, Juniata has always been a running team, but they can pass too. And like you said, the defense has been lights out. And, I can't see them not winning the Liberty. How about you?
No, I see that. No, they got off to that slow start, and since then it's like the light switch came on, and they're in postseason mode, and they're going strong.
Yeah, I'm looking here. The rankings. Juniata is number 1 in 4A. Oh my Lord, that's bad. We only have 3 teams in 4A. It's a small district, District 6. 4 teams in 3A. You got Juniata, 4-2, Bellefonte 1-5, and Johnstown 0-6.
Wow.
Yeah. I would say Juniata is probably going to be the District 6 champion. What would you say to that?
I'd say that there's probably a 99.9% chance. Yeah.
But I think that would be the 2nd or 3rd under Kondo?
I believe it's 3rd. Wait a minute, 2nd.
2nd, okay. Because they've been to 2 finals, though, correct?
Right. They lost. Last year they beat Bellefonte. The year before that, I think Bellefonte beat them. I might be wrong, but it was a closer game. That was coached. Bellefonte was coached by Shannon Manning back then.
I remember that. And
I believe that Bellefonte did win that one. But anybody out there listening, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. My memory is kind of shaky at times, but I vaguely remember that happening.
I would love to talk about the Bubblers, but I've seen no film on them, and I went to Max Preps, and they don't have any stats of their kids. So, I mean, all I know is they're 2-4, and they lost 4 straight. So, how are you going to go on this, Juniata? I know your answer. Score, Juniata or Conemaugh Valley? Who do you predict?
I'm going to say 35-7, Juniata.
Yeah, I think they'll score a point. I'm going to go higher. I'm going to go 54 to 14, Juniata. And by the way, we were given rankings. Mifflin County's 3rd in 6A, District 6. There's only 3 teams. State College is 6-0. They're number 1. Altoona and Mifflin County are both 4-2, but Altoona is ahead of us because they beat us.
Yeah, the tiebreaker.
I say us because I live in Mifflin County, but I shouldn't say that. We're doing a football show on everybody. And I didn't even graduate from here, so I'm just used to saying us, covering them so long.
Right.
Let's move on. We had the Rams in a District 6 battle crush PO 41-14 last week. And it was we've talked about him quite a bit on this show, the Ty Watson show last week. 16 carries, 186 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he got a sack on defense. And junior quarterback Jackson Romig was 9 of 12 for 96 yards and 2 touchdowns. And, you got the Rams 4-2 on the year. Granted, Phillipsburg, we'll talk about them soon when we get to who they're playing this week.
Right.
But Phillipsburg, is now 1-5 on the year, and really wasn't much of a challenge for the Rams. Penns Valley is second in District 6, 4-2 with 470 points. They're behind state-ranked Richland, who's 6-0. But another good season for Mr. Tobias. Is he still up there?
Oh, yep, he's still there.
Another good season for Marty at the Rams. He's really built over the years a nice program in Penns Valley.
Yeah, very, very solid. And again, they're solid again this year. And their one loss came against Bald Eagle, and that wasn't decided until the final fourth quarter.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And Ty Watson, my lord, he's a specimen.
Yeah, he's fast.
And as I said before, last year as a sophomore, he finished 6th in the state in wrestling. So he's a 2-sport stud, and really, he's the key to this Ram football team. Now they are going to go up against another. They're hosting Conemaugh Valley, another non-conference matchup. Conemaugh Valley 1-4 on the season. They're from Johnstown, the Johnstown area, and they got their first win of the year last week. They beat Claysburg Kimmel 27-0. And we talked about the 2 passing teams, Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
These guys run. Last week, no kidding, 61 runs, 3 passes.
Wow.
They have like remember the old H-back in the 80s?
Oh, yeah, that was a popular thing back then.
It could be a tight end or a fullback. Well, they have that. And they run a spread, but they got 2 backs. They have an H-back in there. But everything revolves around Eli Darr. They're running Darr, D-A-R-R. He's a junior. Last week, 39 carries, 216 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
Think he slept good?
Yeah, he's averaging 144 yards a game.
Yeah, and he's got 724 yards and 8 touchdowns on the season. So you've covered Penns Valley, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, since I haven't, since we know what they're going to get, 61 runs last week, Conemaugh Valley, how is Penns Valley at stopping the run?
Penns Valley's really good at stopping the run. In the past, they have times, and they're out around the end, they have problems stopping. So down the middle, they can plug it up real well.
Well, that's good then. That should be the key to the game, don't you think? We know that Watson will get the bulk of the work, and then Romig, we'll get his receivers. We know the Penns Valley offense is going to move. Conemaugh Valley's, the Blue Jays, their defense isn't that great. So it's just a matter. That's the key to the game. If they can stop the run, they should have this one in hand.
Yeah, they should.
All right, so give me your prediction. Rams, Blue Jays.
I'm going to call it a close game, but in the end, Penns Valley's going to eke out the 27-20 win.
I agree with you. I think it's going to be actually even worse than that. I'm going to say 31-17 Penns Valley. All right, now we come to, this Hollidaysburg last week. just crushed Bellefonte 31-0. Bellefonte gave up, and the Golden Tigers came in 1-5 as well. Bellefonte gave up 300 yards of offense to the Golden Tigers.
And probably about 200 of that came in the second half.
Yeah, talk about that. You covered the game. What was going down?
The game was a good one. Back and forth, scoreless in the first half, but late in the second quarter, Hollidaysburg punted and fumbled by Bellefonte put Hollidaysburg there on the 10-yard line. And they ended up taking 7-0 lead at halftime. And when they came out for the second half, the Red Raiders were shell-shocked and created a lot of small mental errors. Every time you get a positive yard, they have offsides or holding. Yeah, just a lot of mistakes. What you get from a normal young team. And then they just Hollidaysburg started hitting with their passing game, and before you knew it, it was 31-0.
Well, now they got another one. I'm not used to seeing Huntington with a record like that. They traveled to the Bearcats for a Mountain League matchup. Bellefonte 1-5, 1-3 in the season. The Bearcats 1-5, 1-4 on the season. Huntington was shut out last week too by Clearfield, 42-0. The Bison took care of first place. Clearfield is in the Mountain League, took care of the Trojans. I mean, the Bearcats, excuse me, Mount Union fans. What we know about the Bearcats, they run the pistol. Everything comes out of Eric Mikett, the sophomore, and I'm assuming that's John Mikett, the wrestling coach's son. He leads the team in passing and rushing, but they were really last week. You talk about Bellefonte being stymied. They had a total of 33 yards in the game, Kenny. They had 40 yards passing and -7 rushing against Clearfield. Not good.
Not at all.
And then you get the Bellefonte offense, and oh my God, they have been outscored this year 190-36. They're averaging 6 points a game. They only get 77 yards a game through the air, 44 yards rushing the ball for 121 yards total. Oh my. This is going to be an all-night battle because who's going to move the ball?
Oh, exactly. It's going to come down to an interception fumble or even a punt return or a kick.
Yeah, just like a normal, every football game, it could be a broken record. It comes down to who makes the fewest mistakes and how the lines are, the line of scrimmage.
And if the Bellefonte line can give Trevor Johnson, their quarterback, some time, he's proved that he can make plays. Just he needs to have that time to get back and set up. But he's been running for his life the last couple of weeks.
Well, I can understand why. And that's what it comes down to. There's an old saying we used to have with two teams that aren't that great, they could play all night.
Mm-hmm.
And this one could be an all-nighter. Because I don't think there's going to be much offense shown in this game.
No, I don't.
So, what do you think? Red Raiders or Bearcats?
Well, I'm going to say it's going to be a close one, but I think Bellefonte gets a little bit from last week and muscles out a 15-13 win over the Bearcats.
Okay, I'm looking at that 6 points a game, and I can't get that out of my head. I'm going to go 14-13 Huntington over Bellefonte.
Oh, nice.
All right, now we got the biggie, the surprise of last week. And I'll give credit where credit's due. Kenny Barner called this, but I know he didn't expect this. Bald Eagle area crushes Tyrone ninth in the state at the time in AAA, 31-7. 31-7. Just say it again. 31-7 over Tyrone. You called it, Kenny, but I don't even think you expected that.
No, I expected a lot closer than that. I think I called it like 21-14 or something low like that, but I never thought the Bald Eagle offense would go off like it did.
And we always talk about, when we bring Bald Eagle up, we talk about Carson Nagel, the quarterback, and his three receivers, Kahale Burns, Elliott Splain, Cameron Watkins, and then running back Trey Green. But this was the defense. Shout out to Bald Eagle area's defense. The 9th-ranked team in the state last week, they held Tyrone to 149 total yards, 95 passing, 54 rushing, and this is not a, as they say, a misprint or me misspeaking. They had 14 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks, and an interception. One game,
Jeez.
8.5 sacks. So you could tell that was all about Bald Eagle's defensive line, just crushing Tyrone's offensive line. And usually Tyrone is bragged up for having these big linemen that keep everybody out.
Well, you can see Bald Eagle starting to turn the corner when they played Penns Valley. Their defense was the big part late in the game, keeping the Rams out of the game, giving the ball to its offense. So it's been one of these progressive things. They played Montoursville very close, and just like both the offense and defense came out and were up for the put second place in the map.
Yeah, they are. They're 3-3, 3-1 overall. They're going to take on the aforementioned Phillipsburg Osceola Mounties, 1-5, 0-5. As we already said in that game, Phillipsburg got crushed by Penns Valley, 42-14. I was looking at Phillipsburg's offense. They run a lot of misdirection, counters, quarterback keepers, but their problem is, besides that they're very small, they only have 25 kids.
I was going to say depth's always been a problem for them lately.
So it's like, man, you cannot afford to get hurt, or you're done for.
3 or 4 years ago, they had a problem where they ended up having injury and had to the rest of this because they didn't get.
You're breaking up there, Mr. Varner.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. How's this?
Okay.
A couple years ago, the Mounties had a problem with depth as well. In fact, they ended up having to forfeit the remainder of their season when they had their players.
Wow. Yeah, it's hard to compete. And like you said, I think Bald Eagles turning the corner. They could be, now obviously Richland is the favorite. They're 6-0 and state ranked, but they beat Penns Valley already, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And with the point system, Penns Valley second. Bellwood's always tough. Guilfoyle's up to AA. They lost last week. Bald Eagle right now is 6th in AA, which they would make the playoffs. The top 8 go. But AA is probably the toughest we have in District 6. You got Richland, Penns Valley, Bellwood, Guilfoyle. Forest Hills, I can't believe, are 2-4. What happened to them? But so, that right there, the ones I just mentioned. And then Mount Union is, I think, unexpectedly 4-2 this year.
Nice.
So it's going to be tough, but I think this one here isn't. But Bald Eagle area is coming on, like you said. What do you think? What's the score?
Well, unfortunately, I have to score to this game. I feel bad for Mounties, but you're playing not now like Bald Eagle. It's going to be 42-7.
I think you're going to see the Bald Eagle defense. If they could do that to Tyrone, what are they going to do to PO? They're going to see a lot of Cameron Watkins. 11 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks this year. It's going to be Nagel might call off the dogs. It'll be 35-0 Bald Eagle area. And there, we got rankings down below. These are the teams that are ranked. See that little ticker I got there, Kenny?
Nice.
These are the teams that are ranked by Pennsylvania Football News. Our buddy Billy Splain is part of that. In 6A, State College is 4th. AAA, Penn Cambria is 7th. AA, Richland is 7th. And in Single A, Penn Manor is 8th. And we also have Bishop Guilfoyle in AA is an honorable mention choice. So not a lot there, only 4 teams ranked in District 6. But still, even to be, 4 is nothing to sneeze at.
Oh, yeah, and there's a lot more football to play, so you never know what will happen by the end.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, I'm trying to see into this, but now for people listening, it may not happen. But I want to try to. We might go early and stream the State College Harrisburg game next week. We might do that. That's such a biggie.
It is.
It won't be video because that's a lot of money. And Kenny and I are sports writers. Sports writers don't have a lot of money, do we, Ken?
No, we don't.
So it'll only be audio, but we might just do that. I don't know. We got to wait and see. But so wrap. We got a little bit of time left, Kenny. What are your thoughts on this weekend overall? What are you seeing elsewhere? It could be anywhere around the state. What are you seeing? What's your thoughts?
Oh, well, I know Penn State will not lose this week.
That's true.
Yep. And then they're getting ready for their big
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just drawing a blank right now on what all's going.
So here's something you can tell me about. You have the Burnham Bulldogs special needs team. You've been doing it 15 years?
Yeah, going 16 right now.
Wow. How's the season? When's your next game? What's going down?
Oh, the season's been great this year. We had one loss. I can't remember who lost, but we all know to the old Lewistown Panther coaches, Steve Yoakum. We lost that one, but it's been great. We have a field down at Kids Park. The kids have bought on to the program. I have some veterans now that are coaching the defense and offense where I don't have to go out and do that.
That's nice. Who's your coaches?
For defense is Zach and our offense we have Chris Holder running. So we got a lot of new kids out. And our season is about ready to wrap up here. We got 2 or 3 games. Our next game is going to be against the HWS Wrestlers Wednesday. And they're independent wrestling group from Lewistown, ran by Matt Silk. And
okay.
Our big playoff game is coming up too on the 16th, and that's going to be against the South Mountain Wrestlers, another independent out of Lewistown area.
Nice.
Kids love playing. Do a great job. Great guys. All of them.
That's good. Okay, how many games do you have left?
3 or 4 right now. It depends on Mother Nature.
It's going to be a good high school night this tonight. Well, tonight it starts Mifflin County and Milton Hershey. As you said, you'll be covering that game for the Lewistown Sentinel. I'm probably going to watch it on the stream. I'm glad. Shout out to Roger Hurto and his kids for streaming. They do a great job.
Yes, they do.
Some of these streams I've been watching, the cameras stink, not in focus, and these guys do a good job. And shout out to Roger Hurto and his crew.
Very
Saturday, top 25 football. Alabama without Bryce Young takes on Texas A&M. That should be a goodie.
I smell it.
You smell an upset?
Yeah, I think you feel that it's coming.
Really?
Yep.
And then we got a battle of a couple of top 20 teams. Number 8, Tennessee takes on number 25, LSU. At LSU. That's always tough down there.
Mm-hmm.
Number 11, Utah takes on my number 18 ranked UCLA Bruins, who crushed Washington last week. But we're hosting at UCLA. Yes, they're my team. Utah, though, is the favorite in the Pac-12. Them in Southern Cal.
Mm-hmm. Is Chip your coach?
Yeah, Chip Kelly is still the coach.
Nice.
And then the other top 20 battle between each other is number 17 TCU, who crushed Oklahoma. And how about this? For the first time since 2004, the Kansas Jayhawks are ranked 19th, and it's not basketball.
Wow, that program comes so far.
Yeah, and the one that hasn't, how about Oklahoma? TCU putting 58 on them last week. Oklahoma.
Wow.
It's ugly.
It just shows you what one coach can do.
Big Ten is Ohio State, Michigan State. They're number 3, Ohio State. Number 4, Michigan takes on Indiana. Ooh, they're playing powerhouses. But Indiana can be kind of tough.
Yeah, they're like a Jekyll Hyde team.
Yeah, they can catch you if you're not playing right.
Right.
And of course, number 10 Penn State is idle this week. They needed a rest after playing all these marshmallows. We played Central Michigan. That'll get some Penn State fans riled up. Hey, I'm just having fun. That's
what it's all about.
UCLA's non-conference schedule this year was Alabama, Alabama State, South Alabama. I mean, it was bad. The Bruins played cupcakes. And then they surprised me by crushing Washington, who was ranked at the time. They might still be. Let me see.
Was that at Washington?
Yeah, no, it was in California. But yeah, Washington still ranked 21st. UCLA put 40 points on them.
Wow.
Utah's going to be a heck of a lot tougher. But we even got into some college and pro here this week.
There we go.
What do you think before we go? Bills and the Steelers. What's the score?
I'm going to say it's going to be a close game. I think Pickett's going to
really?
Game. Yeah, I think it'll be like a 7 or 10 point spread. I think 20 to.
I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I might play the Bills defense in fantasy. That's my thinking. I just don't see a rookie quarterback making his first start against the Bills. Well, I just don't see it happening.
Well, I would be more, but there's something whenever the Bills and Steelers get together. The Steelers kind of have I don't want to say the upper hand. They always seem to play tougher than what they do others.
Yeah, but this isn't your father's Pittsburgh Steelers. When is the last time you ever seen the Steelers in last place in the North Division.
Oh, but on a we're only a game.
That's true. That's true because the Bengals are playing like crap. It's that hangover. It is. The Super Bowl hangover is not a myth. It's true.
No.
Even for the ones who win it. Look at the Rams right now. I mean, I don't understand how the Patriots did it. I guess Brady, right?
It's looking that way because Belichick hasn't done much since Brady left.
All right, well, that's going to about wrap it up for tonight. Kenny's got to go and cover Mifflin County and Milton Hershey. Should be a good game. Next week on the Press Box Show at Wednesday at 7:30. Maybe it looks like it's going to. We're trying to get our schedule straightened out. We'll have freshly minted Mifflin County Hall of Famer Joe Heller, first two-time state champion in Mifflin County's history at Chief Logan. And then on Thursday, we'll be back with this show, the high school football show. And we may move this show, Kenny.
Okay.
If you don't mind, we may move the time because I'm not able to get high school coaches. I want to get some coaches on, but when we do this show at 5, they're still practicing.
True.
So we'll talk about it, but the show will definitely be next Thursday, and we'll try to get some guests. Hey, I appreciate everybody. Thanks for listening. Any final words, Mr. Varner?
Just thanks everybody for listening, and hope to see you or hear from you next week.
Oh, yeah, I should remind everybody that. I didn't put a banner up this time, but if you have any questions, if you have any requests, if you have any guests you'd like to have on, or any suggestions to make the show better, you can email us. We have our email at the Pressbox PA. Oh, no, that's my website. Sorry. The Pressbox 9921 at gmail.com. That's the Pressbox 9921 at gmail.com. And our website will be up soon. That's at www.thepressboxpa.com. We'll have articles, columns, features, the replays of these streams, and we have we'll have streaming. We're going to start doing that. We're definitely going to be streaming some wrestling matches and maybe even the football next week. We'll see. Harrisburg and State College. And also, you can see the replays of these on our Central PA Sports Facebook page and our YouTube, the Press Box channel. And we appreciate you listening. We thank you for the feedback. We've been getting some good feedback and more views than we expected starting out. We appreciate it, and we hope to keep getting bigger and better. Any final words, Kenny?
Nope. Just good night, everybody.
All right. Good night, everybody. Have a good one and enjoy your weekend. Go Rams.